tuned in to Off the Record. Off the Record. Off the Record. Off the Record.
Off the record.
What up, y'all? It's your boy DJ Hollywood back for another episode of Off the Record podcast, where we talk to the people off the record, but they're behind the record, but it's off the record. You get it. So we have a very special episode in a very special month. It is Women's History Month, and I wanted to bring out, I've only got to deal with the fellas so far, and with the podcast, I try to deal with the well-seasoned, veterans in the game who've been doing it for some time. So without further ado, man, the one and only DJ Caroline is in the building.
Hi, everybody.
How you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. I know it's been a long day for you. You have a day job on top of being a DJ. But happy Women's History Month.
Thank you.
And thank you for coming once again. So let's hop into it. So the DJ was DJ Caroline?
Yeah, upbeat occasions.
Upbeat occasions. And so did you have a struggle with trying to figure out, because in the DJ culture, a lot of people try to make up DJ names, and try to incorporate it and get all fancy and stuff. So at a point, did you ever say, I kind of want to come up with a creative DJ name, or you're like, nah, I'm just gonna keep it simple?
I'm right now I'm keeping it DJ Caroline, because I've had some friends try to come up with names for me, like DJ C Nice. I don't know. The DJ C Nice is the one that people wanted me to have, but I'm more so focused on the business aspect and not so much just like my name personally. So
okay,
that's kind of where we are.
Word. And now, so who taught you how to DJ? Where did that even stem from?
So I have always wanted to be a DJ for, oh my God, since I was like 10.
Oh,
but
wow.
I figured, how am I going to DJ? I know how to make like mix CDs and mix tapes and all that stuff, but I don't know how to DJ. So, of course, I go to college, I go to school, I become a teacher. But music has always been such a huge, influence in my life. So I was actually supposed to get married to a man 12 years ago.
Oh, wow.
We ended up using this company that is kind of in business now, but I'm not really going to get into that. Long story short, didn't marry him, but we hired this company for the wedding, and we ended up not getting married, and strangely enough, I kept getting these generic emails. Note to self, don't send out generic emails in your business.
Right.
That kept saying, like, your wedding's coming up, and finally, after like the third or fourth email, I said, listen, I'm not getting married to this man. However, I love to DJ. I've always wanted to DJ. I love music. I love being around people. Can I come in for an interview?
Oh, wow.
Did you know that? I don't even know if you knew that.
I did. I think you told me one time, like, on a ride up or something.
So yeah, I ended up going in for an interview and working for a company for about 3.5 years, and got a lot of experience and a lot of training and a lot of just overall understanding of kind of what the business is like. And then from there, then I decided to start my own business 7 years ago.
Okay. All right, we're gonna backtrack real quick, because she threw out the whole.
It was a lot.
The quick blurb in there. So you have your mother and father. They also are music lovers as well. So were they into DJing, or like?
No, they weren't into DJing. They've been into music. So like, instead of watching TV, like, we always had music playing. We always had like decent speakers. We were always blasting music in the living room. My first concert, I was like 8 or 9. And we went to concerts a lot growing up. So instead of going to we went to the movies, but it was more like, let's go check this concert out. Let's go do this. So they were a huge influence, just in terms of some of the older music that I didn't know about until I,
got older. Yeah. So I know you mentioned the CD making I remember you told me this at one point, but you used to make CDs for like your friends or something like that.
Oh my goodness, I still have friends like that will send me a picture of like a CD I made them, and it wasn't hard, but it was like you found a cool song, then you found other songs, then you would write on the CD like what the artist was, what the name was. I would sometimes like label it like funky 80s tunes, or for like when I'm in college and softball, we had different pump up CDs.
Yeah.
So
Did you make
like,
the CDs?
What?
Did you make the CDs?
Yeah. So it'd be
wow.
like kick some ass, you know, like there was always like kind of something fun, and you put those CDs on, and it was like go time.
Mm-hmm.
So I did that pretty much every day. I made some sort of CD, something.
That's dope. So you were so in a sense, I always ask this question. Did you find DJing or did DJing find you? So I would say DJing kind of found you in a sense.
Yeah.
But you were also looking for it too.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And I just didn't think I'd get the opportunity.
Interesting. So now, do you remember your first DJ gig ever?
I remember my first wedding. It's a funny story. So the company I was working for, it was usually two people that would come to the weddings. And like one would help out and one would be the main person, kind of like what we do in my business. So we arrive at I think it was called Panzas or Panzas, I always get the name wrong, and the guy I was with was like, "Are you nervous?" Blah blah blah, and I said, "Yeah, I'm nervous. Like it's somebody's wedding. Like this is my first wedding."
Right.
And he's like, "All right, you need a cigarette." And I go, "Dude, I don't smoke." He's like, "No, just smoke a cigarette. It'll make you feel better." So it's like 10:30 in the morning. We're about to like set up because it was an early wedding, and I kind of smoked a cigarette, I guess.
Couple drags.
And I don't remember the details like I do with the weddings that I do now, but I remember just the adrenaline. Like it was intense, but like a good intense. But
good stress and bad stress.
Yes.
Right. So what was the moment you realized this is it? You know, I want to become a DJ, and this is what I want to pursue, and I want to invest, you know, your time, money, and, you know, just efforts into it.
So it was really when I started Upbeat Occasions 7 years ago. Like I didn't go to school for business, but I kind of just from working in a company for a few years, like, I think I can do this. Like, I'm gonna do it. Like, I'm gonna find a name. I got a guy who helped me create a website. I bought some equipment off the company that I used to work for.
Right.
So I had like a pretty good setup in terms of, you know, a basic music setup. And then from there, it was just hustle. You just got to keep hustling.
Yeah.
You're going to take gigs here. You're going to take gigs here. You're going to travel. You're going to go in the woods and do a gig. You're going to do all this stuff. You know, and once I knew that I had this business that I established, I couldn't turn back. This is what I wanted to do.
Yeah. So what made you pick the name Upbeat Occasions? Was that hard to come up with, or did it, you know, was it that aha moment? You know, how did that
I don't remember. I get this question asked a lot. I think I was just, you kind of go on on the internet and you start kind of like just plugging in, kind of like hashtag generators, right? Like you're going to kind of come up with like a cool hashtag.
Right.
And I wanted something that kind of made sense and that it wasn't too specific to just weddings or to just sweet 16s or just birthday parties. Like it's an occasion.
Mm-hmm.
What are occasions? All these occasions we're doing are upbeat. Like they have to be fun.
Right. High energy.
Right?
Yeah.
We're not doing funerals.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't recommend it. But
Even though we're in all black. No.
But I don't know exactly when that aha moment, like I remember seeing it, and then I started to create a logo, and then the logo kind of came together, and I was like, ooh, this is pretty dope.
So the logo you have now, is that the logo you had since start?
No, I've tweaked it a couple times. I've been consistent with the colors, and I changed the font that kind of correlates with what's on my website, so everything's kind of similar.
Why purple? I know that's like a big stamp color for you. Why'd you pick purple?
I think just because it's neutral, like it's just a positive either or. I don't know.
Oh, so it's not your favorite color?
No.
Oh wow.
I like purple. Yeah.
What is your favorite color?
Probably blue.
Blue. I like blue too. So now, what to you is success as a business owner?
Success is, in terms of our business, my business is being consistent, and the communication aspect with your clients is key, and wanting to have those repeat clients, and that is just something that I continue to see constantly. So you do somebody's wedding 5 years ago, and they come back, 5 years later.
Yeah, or for a friend. Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Can you do my mom's 60th birthday party? So it really and it just comes down to just be like it sounds so like cliche and corny, but just being a good person and just like caring as much about your business as you do your other job and your personal life, and just kind of everything together. Because I often will get, for an example, last night I got an inquiry from a couple who I work with their friend. Now their friend's never seen me DJ. She has no idea about that side of my life.
Yeah, but she knows.
But she knows me as a person,
right?
And says you should try to hire Caroline for your wedding. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Like that means a lot. That's huge.
For sure.
So it's a lot more than just the business aspect. Like it has to come full circle.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. So now my next question is, do you have any pre-DJ routines? Like anything you do before you have to DJ?
Well, it's not smoking cigarettes. It's really I don't do.
Take that out. Take that out of the way.
So going to events, I don't have a playlist per se, but I have specific songs that I will play to get me pumped up for the event. That's like very important. So I kind of get my mind set. And it doesn't necessarily have to be like you're going to a wedding and they love country music. Like I'm not jamming out to country music before the wedding, but I am.
Yeah.
I'm playing something that's gonna just get me kind of excited for that event. I feel like I used to be more superstitious when I was in college and playing sports. Like I had a lot of weird rituals and a lot of like craziness. Yeah. The older I've gotten, I'm not as
superstitious anymore.
Yeah.
That's
like that OCD. Like
that is definitely an athletic thing though.
Yeah.
Because you're like, I gotta hit this twice now.
But one thing for sure is like when you're preparing to go to an event, I'm not spending a lot of time having conversations with like friends, family, stuff like that. Like all that stuff takes place before, and then kind of once I hit the road, then it's like in focus mode.
You're locked in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's dope. So now, do you have a DJ scare? Because I remember one time we were at we were at an event outside, and you had all the music queued up, and then you went to play the bride's entrance song, and then it said like error or something like that, and then you ended up finessing it and Bluetooth, but that's what I recall from our experience. But off the top of your head, when you think of like DJ scare, what are some other DJ scares that came to your mind?
So I guess the most recent one, and this couple won't even know that it happened because you're constantly...
Unless they watch the podcast.
Right. And like, well, I'm not even going to tell you their names. And it wasn't a big deal because nobody knew what happened. But I have a wireless mic for the reception for our main setup. And then now I have a plug-in mic as a backup.
Right.
And I did my sound check. I got my wireless mic. I'm walking around the venue. Everything sounds great. Lined everybody up for introductions for the wedding. I grab my mic, I go to turn it on, and there's no sound coming out of it.
Was it turning on?
It was on. Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It was on. and I was about to go welcome friends and family to so-and-so and so-and-so's wedding. Nothing's happening. I'm like, okay. So I grabbed the corded mic and was able to do the intros. Now, nobody knew.
Right.
What had ended up happening is because some of the technology is so sensitive, is it actually like hit a button that then like lowered the volume, like some sort of weird setting. Because of course you go and you're like, how is this possible? Like this is a brand new, beautiful, expensive mic.
Right.
How could this happen? And it was an actual setting that somehow got switched off or something. So that was scary.
Yeah,
that's scary.
Yeah.
You're about to do introductions.
But, however, take a lesson to that. Always have backups. Always have
Backups upon backups, like, you know, just everything.
Don't you also bring like two laptops as well or something like that?
Yeah, so I have my 2 laptops. I have an iPad. I have flash drives that have the extra music. Everything's pretty much in Dropbox. I was talking to a potential client last night, and she said, "Is all your music already like downloaded?"
Yeah,
she goes,
which
"I
is a
was
smart
at a
question.
wedding." I said it was a beautiful question. She said I was at a wedding, and the music kept kind of glitching, and she thought like maybe they were trying to connect to Wi-Fi, and unfortunately, those are horror stories that I hear more than it should ever happen.
Yeah.
It's so easy to download music, store it on your computer, store it on an external hard drive, and like, that's it. There should be no worries.
And have it forever.
There should be no worries.
So now, you love traveling. You're always out in Aruba. So, is there any places? Well, have you DJed out in Aruba before?
No, I DJed in Jamaica once.
Yeah, man. So how did that come about? Like you were at a resort or something?
Yeah. So, on a side note, and this isn't a plug or anything, but
You're here.
I'm a travel agent, specifically for the Sandals, the all-inclusive resort. So a bunch of us went down for a trip to Jamaica. One of the managers there knew that there was a few DJs, and a buddy of mine said, "Hey, can my friend Caroline come DJ? Like do like a set during, it's like a pool party. They have like the afternoon pool parties where they, you know, in Jamaica they specifically are playing your reggae music, which is awesome.
Yep.
But then you get, you know, people from within the United States that kind of want to hear a little bit different vibe, and there was a whole range of ages and everything. So I actually brought like a little turntable, like a little baby one.
Oh, the mini?
Yeah.
Is the Gemini or something like that?
I forget what it's called. It's something like that.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And I just like went hard for like 2 hours while people were in the pool, and I played everything from like old school 90s, EDM, like I did do some like reggae, like but a little bit more upbeat and just like really fun party music, and that was so much fun.
So where are some other places, if you got the opportunity, you would love to DJ? Is it like Aruba in the mix, or you're like, nah, I'd rather go there and relax, or what?
Well, Aruba is me and my husband's retirement plan. So in 10 years, the plan is to move to Aruba.
Nice.
I will still relatively be young. My husband will be older than me still. And there's opportunities to DJ at places. So it's definitely an opportunity. Not sure.
So Aruba's on the list.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd love to go travel somewhere. I did have an opportunity to go to Mexico years ago, but being a teacher, you can't just not teach and go to Mexico to DJ
right,
weddings.
Just leave your kids and stuff.
Yeah. It is what it is.
So now, upbeat occasions. You are the owner. You are. Is there any other woman-owned DJ services or entertainment services
in this area?
Yeah. While we're on the topic of Women's History Month.
Not that I can. I'm not sure how involved they are.
Okay.
The business. I know there's some women in the area. I actually have 2 women that are now working for me,
nice.
which is super cool. One actually started her own DJ business like this is like year 2-ish, kind of. So she's also doing events for me, and then I have another girl who is a DJ who works for me and also works for another company. So it's really cool to kind of just see that expanding a little bit, because I often get asked, like, I looked up female DJ and your name came up, like, we want a female DJ,
right?
Which is super cool, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So within this area, I don't think so. I have friends in Jersey, Connecticut, Chicago, so I've met some other female DJs, within the industry that I connect with.
Right. So when someone asks you what is Upbeat Occasions, how do you deliver that? When you say, I'm an owner of my own company, and then you say Upbeat Occasions, they say, what's Upbeat Occasions? How do you pitch that to them?
Well, I mean, usually people do a little bit of research, but it's basically a DJ company with photo booth services, with other add-ons that you may or may not want for your company. But we are known for mainly weddings, but
Right.
we do other events as well. But our main focus is weddings.
All right. So now, with the focus being weddings, do you get nervous still with having with so much under your belt? Do you still get nervous with doing a wedding?
Me personally,
Yeah.
like me doing the wedding,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. Good. Somebody once told me this. I don't know if I just heard somewhere, but like, if you're not nervous, like if you're just going in there and like, oh, this is cake,
Piece of cake.
like then you are not like you need to get out.
You're not taking it serious. Yeah.
No, like it is so important, and not just weddings. Of course, the other events are important as well, but that adrenaline when you first get on the mic and you are letting people know who you are, what you're doing, and we're here to party.
Right.
It is a pretty amazing experience.
Yeah. Have you cried at a wedding before?
Constantly. So I recently got married to
Not
another
constantly.
DJ. Oh yeah. So I'm recently married. In December we got married.
Congrats.
Thank you. I got married to another DJ, and so that whole year, because I was engaged in 2022. What is it? 2023 now.
2023. Yeah. March.
So I got engaged, and then the whole year, like leading up to the wedding, every ceremony I pretty much cried, and every like father-daughter dance I cried, and at my own wedding I cried so ugly. And I told myself, like, just don't ugly cry, and I ugly cried.
Did the photographer catch a picture of it?
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's some good ones. There's some good ones.
So now a question I would ask with that, with you being married now, how was it being on the other side of, you being the bride versus being the DJ for the bride? What was that experience like with booking the DJ and just being I know you were very particular, obviously.
Yes.
So how was that experience for you?
It was great. I mean, it's really nice it was nice to really understand what couples are going through. And like, even though we're in the industry, like picking our venue was a big decision, right? Because my husband's doing this for 20 plus years. So to find an actual venue that we love together was
Right.
a big, it's a big, and then in terms of like our photographer, videographer, and who else? And the DJ, obviously, we kind of already had those things in mind.
In mind, okay.
So in terms of like picking our vendors, things like that, like that was pretty easy for us. Like we already kind of knew what we wanted. Me and Brian are people pleasers, and we wanted to make sure that our guests had like the best time. So we were so focused on that. That
what kind of things did you do to make sure that the guests were having a grand time?
So we did a cocktail hour first,
Oh.
which you don't often see.
Wait, cocktail and then the
So
ceremony?
we did a cocktail hour, then your ceremony.
Oh, wow.
Then we did another cocktail, half hour. Okay.
Oh my
Then
goodness.
an introduction. first dance, father-daughter dance, and actually my mother and my brother came out and the four of us danced. Toast, and the toast really talked about the importance of everybody that was there and how like amazing it was. For those that could attend, like I had relative from San Francisco. I had my aunt from Montana. He had a buddy from Alaska, somebody from Tennessee. And so we just wanted to make sure that everybody had an amazing time. Food was on point, open bar, photo booth, great music.
Right.
I don't know. It was just.
That sounds dope. Congrats
Thank
again.
you.
So what's something that someone might not know about a wedding DJ? Because people kind of, there's all different types of stereotypes. So what's a fun fact that you could think of about a wedding DJ and you being a wedding DJ that people might not know?
These are good questions.
Thank you.
Yes, like really good questions.
That answer was off the record. Well, it was on the record, but it was off the record. But.
Something about me that I'm pretty much an open book, but aside from that, I've been a special ed teacher for 17 years. And even though teaching and DJing, when you look at them, they look very different. There's actually so many similarities, just in terms of being able to like communicate effectively, having a lot of patience, right? Like that's huge, and it's also both professions are so rewarding in different ways, but you're making a difference. Like you're making a difference. Like that's what I love is like. I'm teaching, I'm making a difference with these kids, I'm DJing, I'm hopefully creating this like memorable, wonderful experience for the clients and the couples and the guests.
All right, so now you do a bunch of different events, and I want to name a few. So Mom Prom. So for people who don't know, it's kind of self-explanatory, but explain the concept and the idea of Mom Prom.
Yeah, so Mom Prom is nationwide. I got into it, so I actually volunteer my services.
Oh, okay.
And what it is, it's a night. You don't have to be a mother. It's a night for women to get dressed up, go out, have a good time. All the money is raised for local charities. Saratoga Mom Prom, which is coming up next weekend, April 1st, 2 weekends. That's been around for a long time. That's about 300 women that come out, and it is so much fun.
So guys are not allowed at all, like as dates or?
Nope. It's really just. I know. They usually have some cardboard cutouts of men, which is funny. Clifton Park is now. We just did their third year, and both are different. Like Clifton Park just started. Saratoga's been around for a while. But they're really it's just a feel-good event for women to just go out with their friends, let their hair down, and we know we're raising money for good local causes.
Right. No, that's amazing. So now let's speak on some opportunities that you use to boost brand awareness. So like wedding expos, for example. What are some other, like you go to a bunch of them. So what are some other stuff you do to, just boost brand awareness and, just expanding your business?
So the wedding expos are great. Kind of connecting with other people within the industry is great. Especially when you're at an event with somebody and you connect with them, like in terms of like a photographer, and you're like, I really enjoy working with that person. Right, Eddie? And then they spread the word about me. I spread the word about them, and then it just kind of comes full circle. I do post things on social media. I wouldn't say that I post as much as I can.
Yep.
I post things that are upcoming. I try to share as much as I can of anything that's important, especially like anything in terms of like other people that are doing wedding shows or DJing places, like go check out so and so.
Right.
And then
there's also what's this stuff you posted like every year that you get award? Is it like Wedding Wire or stuff like that?
So Wedding Wire and The Knot have joined, and now it's called Wedding. Yeah, it's called Wedding Pro.
Okay, I didn't know that.
And there's definitely haters out there about it, but all my reviews from the beginning to now, I mean, I'm over 150 reviews now.
Oh wow! Congrats.
I want to continue to use that platform as a way to get reviews.
So how does, for someone who's never heard of The Knot or Wedding Pro, so you put your services on there and then people look for you on it?
Yeah, so like if you typed in like my company, right, you'd see like my website, and then you'd see like, check them out on Wedding Wire or check them out on The Knot.
Okay.
And then even like when I was getting married, I just like plugged in something. They're like, you should sign up for The Knot, And it's just a way for you to look at reviews and also reach out to certain vendors and see if it's something you're interested in.
Interesting. Well, you catch some gems, man. So now, all bias aside, so do you have a dopest gig? Like when I say dopest gig, just the event that that you've done that popped in your mind, you were like, the reason why I remember this so much is because of blank.
Dopest.
How about this? Let me make it even. Let me narrow it down for you. What makes a gig dope? How about that?
When people leave the event, they're so sweaty and gross, and you made that happen.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's October and it's not even hot.
Right.
You know
right.
what I mean? Like,
right.
That's pretty magical.
I like that. That's a good answer. If you had to choose one, weddings, corporate, or private events to do for the rest of your career, what you choosing? Weddings, hands down.
1000%.
Okay, so now a question that I always ask DJs. Our life is very, go, work, late nights. So how do you deal with work-life balance?
Great question.
Thank you.
So, being married, and also, he DJs as well, and being together these last few years, kind of understanding like when you're working too much versus like for example, the fall, September and October, busiest wedding times to get married.
Yep.
I have now slowed down my Fridays and Sunday weddings, and just really focused on like Saturdays in terms of like September and October, because you have to have a balance.
For sure.
I'm not just DJing, and I've done it, and I've shared this with people where they're like, we really want you for our wedding on a Friday night. And I said, listen, like I'm teaching, and then I have to rush and get set up for your wedding. I don't want to rush your wedding.
Right.
And that's when I have other DJs that are available that are willing to do Friday events. But you have to make sure that there is some balance, because as much as you love everything, you have to understand you have to take care of yourself first.
Yeah, for sure.
And you can't get burned out.
For sure,
and
yeah.
you can easily get burnt out.
Yeah, I was going to say that. So what do you...
Everybody loves to get married in October. You can do November and December. It's okay. Not everybody has to get married in October.
So what do you do when you get burnt out? What's your anti-burnout? Is there a trick to it? Is there any tips that you could give anyone for trying not to get burnt out?
I mean, you gotta get proper sleep. So you have to find that in your schedule. Working out seems to help. Planning vacations, huge. And not because I sell, like, it's just important to get away from your day-to-day life. And even if you just go away for the weekend, or you go to Aruba, you know, or wherever you want to go, like wherever is your place, to have that, then you know, like, okay, I can work my ass off for these next couple months, and then I know, you know, we've worked hard, we're gonna go on vacation.
Yeah, because you were doing long shifts at Waterworks at a point.
That was when I was single, and like, yeah, I can DJ till 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, but then like, to try to like get up and do an event on Saturday was like, what, are you crazy?
Yeah, nuts. Yeah, now, Women's History Month. Do you like within the Capital District? Do you know a lot of other like women DJs or?
Just a handful, and a couple that work for me. Yeah.
Okay, and why do you think, you know, possibly a lot there isn't a lot of women DJs or women don't try to pursue DJing as much as I guess men do in a sense. Why do you think that is?
No, just because it's been a male-dominated industry for however long. If you go look at some of those old, like the old school, back in the day, hip-hop clubs. Yeah. Who's DJing? Men.
Yeah, I can't remember. Yeah.
And I'm just watching documentaries and things of that nature. You know, I think the first female DJ I remember is Spinderella, like, right? Mm-hmm. Salt and pepper. So, I mean, for the women out there and the young girls out there, like, if you are interested, it is not that hard. If you like music, like, it's not that hard. So, I'm hoping it's going to continue to expand, which I think it is.
Yeah, I think so too.
It is.
I think so too.
But it is funny because the other day I was telling a story when I got on the microphone. Like, often people think I'm like part of the catering staff. Like, no, I'm actually no. Often, like when I did a gig a few weeks ago, this woman's like, could you get me some more water at my table? And I was like, oh, I'm actually the DJ. It was like before the event started. And she's like, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. She didn't know I wasn't up there. You know, like the event didn't start, but you know.
Yeah. So I'd consider you a boss lady. So who do you know any, or not do you know any other, but you know, who are some boss ladies that inspire you?
I don't know if I have like somebody specific, but there's like specific like music icons that have inspired me. Like I was just thinking today, like Mary J. Blige, like that's my girl. Like I can listen to her. She's inspiring. But then you have like another boss bitch, like Missy Elliott.
Right. Yeah.
Who gives you like that icon. Next level. Like in terms of famous people, like there's like famous coaches, like there's people like that I'm drawing a blank right now. But there's no like specific woman that like besides my mom, like
of course
that I would consider like boss.
Yeah. So the records are up here. You just made a reference to it. Salt and Pepper and Lil' Kim. You said you got the opportunity to see both of them live. Talk about that experience, because that's three icons right there.
Lil' Kim I saw first at place in Clifton Park.
Northern Lights.
Northern Lights.
Wow.
Oh God.
Lil' Kim came to Northern Lights?
She did.
What?
This was, I don't know, 10, 12 years ago? 13 years ago?
Wow. What song?
So how it happened, it was frustrating because we were ready to like just listen to her tunes, right? And they kept bringing like these new artists up, openers, which was fine. But you know, I love you, girl, but like you were like 3 hours late, and she ended up doing about a half-hour set, and she just hit every banger, but like a minute 30.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. It was a half hour. I was like, oh my God, I want more. Like, this is it.
For a 3-hour wait, yeah, that's crazy.
Salt and Pepper came to, what is it, MVP Arena now? What it used to be the Pepsi.
Pepsi.
whatever. I know it changed, but
Yeah.
it was
what is it? I don't remember.
salt and
Times
pepper.
Union. Times Union.
Times Union.
Yeah.
So it was salt and pepper, Coolio,
Wow.
Vanilla Ice. Boys to Men did not come.
They're supposed to though.
Right.
Dang.
And anyway, salt and pepper was my favorite. Like, they just went out there and did their thing, and they were so much fun.
Interacting with the crowd and stuff.
Oh yeah, they were a lot of fun. Yeah.
That's dope. So now, do you have a favorite genre you like to DJ?
Yeah, I mean it's gonna be 90s, early 2000s hip hop.
90s,
Just can't.
early
I just can't, like. It just never gets old.
Mm-hmm.
Even at like middle school dances recently, I've been getting requests for.
I don't know how they know
older.
it. But, well, you know what it is? It's TikTok.
TikTok?
TikTok bringing it back. Yeah.
Yeah. TikTok, or even just like movies that people like kids watch. I do love the 90s, early 2000s, and I do like EDM. Like I like that beat. That 128 just
takes your soul.
yes. Yes.
So now, a question that I like to ask DJs is so what equipment do you use in regards of turntables and speakers? Let's keep it super simple.
So my controller is a Denon MC7000, I think.
MC, I think, or 1000, something like that. Yeah,
No, I
know
think
what you're
it's
talking
7000.
about. I know what you're talking about.
I'm not super techy in terms of like control. Like I know what's good. I know I have a good controller. Speakers, I went back to my QSCs. I had a QSC K12s. I got the newer ones. I love how they sound.
12.2 or something like that?
Yes, the K.2s. The K.2s.
Yeah.
I have 10.2s. No, I'm sorry, I have 8.2s. I have a Bose system.
I remember you had
I have JBLs.
I remember you had the linear ones.
The white ones. Oh, I still have them. People
you-
want to sell them, or people want to buy them from me.
Mm.
I love them still. Actually, the other night I was like, you know what? I should bring those back for another event. So yes, right now I'm just using my QSCs, and I like them.
They get the job done.
Yeah, they're nice.
So outside of being a DJ, you're now a wife. You're also a Yankees fan. So what do you like? What else is there outside of you teach special ed? You work out. There's I feel like you're multifaceted.
Thank you.
So is working out like your daily thing? Like you're really like your regimen?
Yeah, I'm trying to be. Yeah, consistently. I actually really miss ball. I really miss playing basketball.
Oh yes, yeah, you did play basketball. You had a jump shot. Were you the host?
I did.
Okay.
I think I can still shoot. No, I know I can still shoot. I was playing with a bunch of kids not that long ago.
Okay.
So if I can find a league, I'd be down to play.
Is that your favorite sport? Basketball? Didn't you do softball too or something like
I
that?
played softball in college. I was better at softball than basketball. But I like both. And I love watching baseball, and I love watching basketball. Like, I don't know, I like sports.
Go Yankees.
Yeah, go Yankees.
And he's in the back like, get out. All right, so what is some feedback you can give a upcoming DJ that's watches this interview and says, you know what, Caroline inspired me to become a DJ, and I'll say male or female. It's Women's History Month, yes,
sure.
But in general though, just a person that's seeing this and looking for some type of inspiration or motivation in regards of where to go to next or what to focus on.
Yeah, so I guess if your heart is set in it and this is what you want to do, either full-time, part-time, whatever, start with yourself and really get yourself on the ground, up and running, really feeling confident with what you can do, And once you get to that point where you may or may not want to expand, that's a decision you're going to make. It took me 5 years in my business to allow people to go represent the company, which is a really big move, right? You're allowing people that you trust, because you know they're going to do a good job, to go out and represent your company. But
Right.
if that's not for you, don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do it for the fame and the money and all. Like, don't do that. Do what is best for you. If you just want to do clubs and bars, do clubs and bars. Like, if you just want to do weddings, do weddings, and hire people to do other things for you if you don't want that.
Right.
But you have to really get yourself focused and understanding the business before you kind of just jump in. Like, take your time.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's going to take time. Like, it is going to take time, and you're going to have to do free events and, start your prices a little bit more reasonable than some other people that have been around for a while and can charge more. But you just got to keep plugging away.
Yeah.
And then it's just gonna help. Like,
Yeah.
it's amazing.
Good advice. Good advice. So, couple other things I wanted to just bring up, and then I'll get you out of there because I know you had a long 12-hour shift day. DJ Expo. Just speak on that and your experience, and why someone as an upcoming DJ might want to go to something of that caliber.
Oh, there's so much training out there that I haven't even touched upon, mainly because a lot of these expos are like during the week when I'm teaching. The one expo that I have been able to go to, actually I've been to a couple. I went to Marquee, which is in Chicago. That one's also coming up the end of June. I do highly recommend that. There's some amazing speakers and educators there. The DJ Expo's been around for a while in Atlantic City. What you get is you do get some education, especially if you're newer to the business.
Yeah.
There's a lot of kind of like beginning courses there. Plus there's the showroom that is like a toy store for DJs.
Right.
Oh, amazing. But then just in terms of like networking, which I know you were able to go.
Yeah.
And
about 2 years ago.
Yeah, I think it was about 2 years ago, and I know you were able to network a lot too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a great opportunity. But there's shows everywhere. There's even local trainings, and even if you're not going to expos, like, try to network within your industry.
Yeah.
I have other DJ friends that I talk to that they have a business, I have a business. We share leads because there's plenty of business for everybody.
For sure.
So, yeah.
All right. Before we get out of here, because I feel like you don't want to talk about it, you got to plug sandals. Plug sandals, man. Come on.
Yes, man. Well, Aruba doesn't have a sandals, which is hard because that is where my heart is. But sandals, and often when I book with, when couples book me for their wedding, I often suggest like going on a honeymoon. And what it is, it's all inclusive. Drinks, food, sun, beach, pool, you name it. Like, it is worth it for your honeymoon. I will tell you that. So,
so you basically do like the honeymoon, or you do the wedding honeymoon combo, or just the honeymoon, or how does it work?
They're separate, like they're separate businesses, but actually my hairdresser, I'm doing her wedding in 2024. She booked a sandals vacation through me too.
Nice.
So I ask, are you interested? Like, do you like the Caribbean? Because it's not for everybody, but if you want to, like,
who wouldn't want to go to the Caribbean?
People want to go explore, but
I get it.
Jamaica's got like 12 or 13 sandals resorts now.
Locations? Wow, that's crazy.
Yes. So if you're interested, I'd be more than happy to talk to you. And it doesn't have to be a honeymoon; it just be a getaway. Because, like I said, we talked about the balance. Like, work hard, play hard. Like, you have to do that.
Right. Correct.
What are we working for?
Right. Exactly. And let people know where they can follow you to tap in.
Yeah. So Facebook is Upbeat Occasions. Instagram's at Upbeat Occasions. And those are pretty much the two biggest. And you can go to my website, upbeatoccasions.com. No TikTok yet. I'm sorry. Just,
it's
tempting.
Tough. It's tough. It's tough.
Are you on TikTok?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It's bittersweet.
Yeah.
So now one of my last questions that I love to ask people, music, is it has a major impact on us, and a lot of people sleep on the power of music. So why for Caroline? I said Caroline. Wow. I don't know.
Sorry, that's my new DJ name, DJ Caroline.
DJ Caroline. So, why for DJ Caroline? I probably never ever said your name like that.
No.
I don't know why.
No, never.
I was getting ahead of my question, that's why. But why for DJ Caroline is it more than music?
Really? You just plugged yourself, right?
Not really.
Oh.
I plugged the channel in a sense, but
it's not more than music. It is like, say it again. What's the question? I'm definitely tired.
So a lot of people sleep on the power and impact of music. So why for DJ Caroline is it more than just music?
I was talking to one of my students today, and I said music is life, and she goes, "What are you saying?" Because we were talking about jazz. I teach reading. I teach a lot of reading, and the word was jazz, and we were focusing on the double Z at the end. And I was like, music is life. That's what I said today, like in the middle of my lesson. She goes, "What do you mean?" I go, the power of music every single day will help transform your life, in any, and she just looked at me like I was crazy. But I had a moment.
Eventually she'll get it.
She will.
Eventually it's gonna be like that aha moment. She's gonna be like, Miss G, that's what they call you now, Miss G?
Mrs. G. My students that I've had for more than a year, it's Miss K. I can't change it.
Oh my goodness.
They will not change it.
That's actually very interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. But once again, happy.
This was really cool. Your questions were awesome.
Thank you.
I'll give you that.
Thank you. Once again, happy Women's History Month. Happy Women's History Month to everybody watching, all the, women and identifying women, femme, all that, in between. And yeah, man, make sure you check out Upbeat Occasions. It's your boy DJ Hollywood. That's DJ HollyW, the number 8. Don't forget the D. And yeah, man, this is off the record, but it's on the record, but it's off. You get it, man. Make sure you subscribe, like, drop a comment if you learned something new, and we out of here, baby.
You are now tuned in to off the record. Off the record. Off the record. Off the record.
Off the record.